I posted something either on Thursday or on Friday. It was one of the days because I was reviewing, obviously Spotify sends all the wrapped up stuff, all the wrapped up artists stats for the end of the year. And, looking at all the streams, I was like, wow, that's amazing. I had over 1 million streams this year and I haven't released music in almost 2 years. Right. So to kind of have that recap is it's great. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of an ego stroke, but the other side of that is too, understanding how little money is made from those streams as an artist is the part that's really painful, right? So, I posted something on my story about, the percentages per stream that we get from each platform. And for Spotify in particular, I did the numbers because, Spotify is the one that sends us the artist rap. They're the ones doing the most, animated, colorful recap for all the artists. And so I just decided to do the math and multiply.
Come on, accountant.
Based on the streams. Based on my 1.5 million streams, I made $28.64.
Get the entire fuck out of here.
And so, right. So.
Oh, wow.
I say that to say, as an artist, that is actually the main reason why artists like Tiffany Red don't stream music. Because at the end of the day, the only way that they can really see any revenue from music is to exclusively sell it directly to the fans. There's no distribution in between. There's no liaisons. There's no middlemen, right? It's just direct line between the artist and the fans.
As an accountant, Tiana did post her numbers as well. She got 162.8 million streams with Spotify. Just to put that into numbers as well, about $4,500.
Correct.
Is what she saw from Spotify, which is...
as a female artist, and she highlighted that, she went back and doubled down on what she said initially on her live and said, you have to think about as a female artist how much things actually cost. How much it costs to actually do a shoot.
Your makeup.
Like looking at the art, just the art that's on this Spotify post for this artist rap. I guarantee you $4,500 probably only paid the photographer or only paid the hair and makeup artists, if that. And so it's really expensive. The maintenance of being an artist is really expensive. And I know a lot of people that have worked with her that she pays the full rate for.
Right.
And she honors artists in that way. So it's kind of like, from that perspective too, it is easy to feel slighted when you do give 150% to what you're doing and you are committed and passionate in every area of your art. She writes, she dances, she choreographs, she directs, you know what I mean? She's doing all of these things with help, obviously, with a team, but it's her team. She has to hire them. She has to pay them. And, we've seen a lot of talk about being a boss and being, starting your own company and being an entrepreneur. Part of what that means is you pay everybody else before you get paid.
Right.
And you're an entrepreneur, so you know firsthand when you need assistance for stuff, you got to pay them. When you need somebody to design something for you, you got to pay them. When you want to have products that you got to buy them. When you want to have ingredients for what you do, all of that stuff costs money. To be an entrepreneur, to be an artist costs money. And as an artist, speaking as an artist, I can understand sometimes it costs more than it's worth.
I do want to say though, like, to me, I'm listening to her, and if music is her passion, I'll be honest, the person that I kind of just immediately related to her as far as a man is Wale. A lot in her rant was that she wanted her flowers. That it's almost like she just wants the acceptance or approval from her peers and wants the accolades of the awards. And to me personally, with this podcast, I don't give a fuck if other podders don't see me as a top person. I know I got my fans, but she also has fans. So a part of me is just like, what part of passion, if you could just say you're leaving a passion because you don't feel appreciated in the space, I don't give a fuck about feeling appreciated by my peers or anything else. I'm doing a passion and this is what I love to do. So a part of me even questions how much music is her passion. Because I'll be honest, yes, she only put out 2 albums, and maybe you could speak to more of that.
She's put out 3 albums. This album that she released this year was
15 years.
She's put out a couple other mixtapes. She's been on other people's projects as well. She's done a lot of the groundwork herself. And I think, and she's been in the spotlight for the most part for the latter part of 15 years. So I just think that in general, when thinking about flowers, and I have to say this as it pertains to fans, right?
Yeah.
Fans all the time will interact with you on social media and say things like, oh, we want new music. Oh, we would love to hear new music. When we release new music, a lot of the times y'all don't like it. Even if we feel like it's great, y'all may not like it. Y'all may not come to the shows. I put out an EP last year. And I had a bunch of people hit me up online like, listen, we just want to hear new music. We don't want to see you on Love and Hip Hop. We just want new music. I booked shows and they did not sell out. I had shows where people did not, or people would hit me up and be like, yo, I can't wait to see you. Can't wait for the show. When are you coming to this city? When are you coming to that city? I'm calling promoters. My team is calling promoters from that city. And it's like, well, let's gauge the interest. Let's see if we can get anybody to da-da-da-da. People we're not buying tickets to my shows. So all those fans who talk about new music or a week or two after I release a single or release an EP, somebody's like, yo, we need new music. Are you even a fan for real? Because I just dropped some shit last week. So what are you talking about?
She was calling the fans out when she went on live.
There was a lot of there was a lot of fans capping online about wanting new music and wanting to hear. But when it comes time to really show up and really support and really show love and buy the merch and go to the shows, y'all are not doing that. Y'all are not even really buying the music. Y'all are streaming it. And I just told y'all 1.5 million streams is worth $28. Which is not even that doesn't even cover gel polish at the nail salon. So $28 is not going very far, and that's not to say that that she's ungrateful or that I'm ungrateful, but at the same time, the demand on an artist to constantly give, it's not the part of the creation process is rewarding. The distribution and the connecting with our fans is what's rewarding. The actual industry takes more than it gives. Hands down. And at the end of the day, when it comes to flowers and wanting flowers, same thing goes for Wale. It's actually less about the accolades and more about the acknowledgement. And I think as artists, she made a comment about female empowerment as well. There's a lot of female execs in the generation above mine, the one that came before me, that blocked a lot of opportunities for other women, for a lot of the up and coming women. There are women, the women in my generation are the ones now that are much more proactive about, making sure that that we're in the conversations, that we're being pitched for different content opportunities, that we're at the forefront of nominees for whatever, or consideration for. There's a lot of women, a lot more women now in our generation, but the ones that were in charge when we first started releasing music, they didn't give a fuck about us. They weren't checking for us.